What's good, G-Life? It's your boy, MC Shadow, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, check out the playlist. The playlist on top where my videos and known folders makes the video you're looking for a lot easier. Whether it's just the G-series, the reactions, all that, they're in known folders. Now, what I wanted to talk about was beef, right? What is beef? As of recently, I seen on my feed that there's been some, dramas. Like I said, I don't watch certain channels and stuff like that, but it does pop out on the feed, you know what I mean, on the video suggestions or whatever, and based off the titles, I somewhat get an idea of some stuff that's going on. Now, I have been asked by some of my subscribers because they've seen me comment on some videos talking about certain, beefs and stuff like that. But if you look at my comments, I'm talking because, I do mess with other channels, who cover this stuff. And I talk about their overall point of view, right? Not about the actual beef or situations, but about their overall aspect or point of view on the situations. I comment on that. You know what I mean? I give my 2 cents. My opinion on that. But not about the actual beef because when I get asked, "Hey, bro, what do you think about this?" It's not my place to give my opinion on what I think about it. You know what I mean? On the fact that I don't watch, certain channels or even I don't know the situation. So it's not my place to give my opinion on something that I have no idea about. You know what I mean? But it's between 2 individuals. So therefore, my opinion is irrelevant, But one thing I could say is that when there's beef between 2 individuals, right? When 2 individuals don't agree on something, it's handled in the streets, it's handled, I seen when people were bringing up the Bosco and Nina Boy and a few others, right, who have gotten in the rings and stuff like that. Who was the other one? They said Bosco and Nina Boy. They said some other group. There was 2 other black guys, right? Right, and my opinion to that was, well, then that wasn't real beef, you know what I mean? Because real beef, you don't call each other up and meet in a boxing ring with gloves, and that's not what beef is. Beef is when you catch each other and when you see each other. It's not a meet me right here with a ring and everything. That's not beef, and them individuals really don't have a beef. And worse, when it's being recorded. When it's being recorded, there is no beef. When it's being recorded, then this is not about one individual feeling some type of way or one individual feeling some type of way or about the overall matter or about their or about their feelings or about their this is not about their pride. This is not about nothing. This is mainly just for show. That is the reason why it's being recorded and why it's being uploaded. Then it's for show. Then this is about showing the audience what. And by showing the audience, what does this prove? Or how does this fix your situation or overall, dislike towards this individual? Then this is not about your current situation or the situations. Then this is just about, showing the world a show. Then this is just about the show. Because if it really was about beef, then you wouldn't care if it's recorded or uploaded, and you wouldn't even allow that. You know what I mean? Because real beef, is in the streets and is not condoned by the law. So therefore, why would you want to record it and upload it? And that's, then that's pretty much you're telling on yourself, because individuals just can't upload videos of them fighting in the in the streets. You see people doing it, but it's not them actual individuals who are in the fight that are doing that. You know what I mean? Because they could get arrested for that. You know what I mean? People are just not allowed to be doing that kind of shit. in society. If not, you will see individuals creating channels where having people fight in the streets, but you know why they don't do it? Like, remember bum fights? What happened to them? Yeah, because you're not allowed to do that kind of shit. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, and when there's like gloves involved and in the ring, then it's not about real beef, and that's not real beef. I know people think that, well, no, that's how real men handle it, and all. And then real men handle it like that way when they want to compete against each other, but not when they actually really hate each other and they're gonna throw themselves in the ring. Then, because if you really dislike somebody, then you want no gloves on, and you handle it when you handle it. I don't remember ever in my time the enemies, hitting up my phone and being like, "Hey, what's up, homie? Hey, let's meet up right here. Bring your gloves and we're gonna handle it." What kind of beef was that? I never heard of beef being handled like that. Beef is handled when we see you, when we see you. And it's not being recorded and uploaded, and it's not made a fiasco. Overall, that's my opinion on what beef is and how beef is handled. Because if you want to record it and upload it, then that's strictly for show and to for the masses. Then this is just about fame and success and views. And that's literally what this became. Then this is not about your personal matter, your personal pride, or your personal situation. Then this just became about views and likes. I could only be honest right here. 100. I could only bring in 100. So when Nina Boy and Bosco, when they were saying that they really had beef and everything, nah, that was just for views and likes, bro. Clearly, you could tell. Because after that, they didn't even go back to saying nothing about each other. So strictly, it was all for show. These guys over here insulting their mamas and all kinds of shit. I thought that shit was a fiasco. And it doesn't even matter about the actual fight itself, because neither of them guys are boxers and they're already old. I don't know what people were expecting, or I don't know what people expect from these individuals. Some kind of slugfest, like if they're professional boxers. When you have someone who doesn't know how to box, right, who just knows how to street fight, and you throw him in the ring and what happens when you grab a UFC fighter and you throw him into a boxing ring? I don't know if you guys remember those fights. The UFC fighter's horrible. It's whack and it's boring, that fight that happened. But why? Because he's not a boxer. He's a UFC fighter, and vice versa. When you throw a boxer into the octagon, what happens? It's not a. This is a sport. So imagine you throwing somebody who doesn't even know, never boxed a day in his life professionally, and you throw him in there, and you expect it to be some kind of spectacle? He's not a professional boxer, bro. He's not even an amateur boxer. So what were you expecting? It's because somebody knows how to fight in the streets doesn't make him a professional boxer. You know what I mean? People lost their minds. You could be a good street fighter and then get in the ring, get knocked out. Or you could be a good boxer, get in the street fight, and you get knocked out. I think people ideas is ridiculous. Look, a fight doesn't matter about if you win or lose. It's about having the courage to stand up to the person who's antagonizing you. That's what it's about. Win or lose doesn't matter. It's about having the courage and that you didn't let yourself. Because in a fight, no matter how big or small you are, all it takes is that one good hit, that lucky punch, or you get hit in the wrong spot, and then, or you trip, or you slip, or whatever, and it's lights out. You know what I mean? So don't ever get it twisted. Size doesn't even matter either. Mike Tyson proved that. How many guys thought they could beat Mike Tyson because they were way huger? And I'm small myself, and I've been in fights with big ass dudes that have fell, and I have gotten knocked out by little ass fools. So I know what I'm talking about. Size doesn't matter. I think that's the illusion that people get from watching too many movies, TV shows, and cartoons. When you see the big ass dude rocking everybody, I think that's where people get the illusion from. Because since it's been hammered in our whole lives that that's how it truly is, that people see it that way. Oh, he's small, he's gonna get whooped and everything. There's a difference between fiction and real life. See, in movies and in fiction, they don't have time to go into the person's backstory, explaining how he became tough or a good fighter and everything like that. So therefore, they must make him look intimidating. That way they don't have to do that. That way the audience automatically knows that this guy means business. That's why it's done. But in the real world, it doesn't work like that. You get what I'm saying? So don't fall for the illusions. Size doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how big the person is. Most big people hardly get into fights, So therefore, they go into their whole life intimidating people, never got in a fight a day in their life. Then when they actually get in a fight with someone who's been fighting his whole entire life, they get knocked out. The little guy's been picked on his whole life, where he has to defend himself and has been in all kinds of brawls. So there's a difference. This guy actually knows what he's doing. The experience of it, right? Because when you're in a fight, everything happens fast forward to the point where people can't even remember exactly what was going on. People that were watching have to explain it to them. Because they're not used to the having to react so fast and everything, happening so quick that they can't even think or strategize or what they want to do, grab, slam, punch, or whatever, that they don't have time to think. Compared to this guy, where he's been rocked, getting jumped and, getting called out because of his size, that he already knows how to think in those scenarios. So don't ever be fooled, you know what I mean? But like I said, big biggest mouths are always the weakest ones. You've seen that from Bosco and Nina Boy. The guy that you see talk the most is always the one that's not about his business. People don't like people that talk a lot, bro. They don't. Especially not in this world. In the streets, people don't like people that talk and brag, bro. They don't. Those are the first foods that get, fed to the wolves and washed up. Facts. But see, the world doesn't know that, and the world thinks that the guy that talks is the toughest. But those who come from this life, we already know what it is. That's why sayings like that are always said, because we've seen it our entire life. Guy after guy after guy come, you know, try to be, tattooed up and barking this, and that, and end up being the softest fools. Facts. Not the first time I said this, and then you look in the comments, you could never get somebody that disagrees or says that I'm lying. Because I can only call it how it is, bro. I lived this my whole entire life, bro. I seen it all. I never got to lie about nothing. That's really how it goes. But that's my overall opinion on beef and what it is. But that's just my opinion. What do you think? Leave it in the comments section. Shadow, we out.